And the 2025 horror movies just does not stop flowing, especially when you have Zach Cregger, whose career is just getting started with his sophomore film in the making, Weapons. It is finally out in theaters, but I still want to remind you guys, for the ones that don't know, Jordan Peele fired his management team at Monkey Paws Production for failing to buy the rights to distribute through Universal to Monkey Paws Production, which was the kind of film that would have done great business. But you know what? Shout out to Warner Brothers once again. They are killing this year with a bunch of successes they have throughout this year, especially a couple horror movies they have with Sinners, Final Destination, Bloodlines. But here we are. Zach Cregger's Weapons is finally here. Let's talk about it. But if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video as it helps a lot. Let's go straight into this. All right, so Weapons is a kind of film. I do want to remind you guys, for ones that haven't seen it, it's best if you go in little knowing possible and not seeing the second trailer or any kind of commercials. I hope anyone has not, because this film has a lot of rewarding to this, and that's because Zach Cregger knows how to keep you on your toes from scene to scene and like eye to eye. And the scenes in this movie may look kind of like where it goes, where it like goes on at first, but at the end of the day, it gives you the reward of what you would expect, or excuse me, what you would really want to see where it comes down to. Because Weapons is a kind of film you want to go in zero expectations. And I'm those people who did. And just a reminder, always go in empty minded, zero expectations, and knowing little what's going on from the first teaser, because that's the best way you can enjoy Weapons. But me personally, I came out of this movie, loved it, straight up loved it, straight up liked it, and I'd be straight up lying if I'd say this is not better than Barbarian, because in my opinion, it definitely is. It is a lot better than Barbarian, straight off the top. Zach Cregger, man, this, like I said, his career is just getting started. A sophomore film like this just somehow, for some reason, topped a lot better than Barbarian, because this feels a lot more satisfying than I would hope for this kind of movie. Barbarian gave me a little kind of iffy on the ending, but not to give too much spoilers or anything. But Weapons, I kind of feel very satisfied. He did a great job with this direction. The camera work with his direction, this movie looks very intriguing, and it keeps, and like I said, the scenes just have keep you on your toes for what's going on. Technically, it's about 17 children of Mrs. Gandy's class waking up at 2:17 a.m., walking out to the door in the middle of the night, never came back. That's the kind of premise and plot it feels like. That's crazy to know what's going on or how this has all began. And like I said, if you go in with zero expectations and not knowing much about this, it will give you a lot of surprises. But Zach Cregger just does it again with how he keeps you on your toes. Just amazing direction and style he does in this movie was just great. The three type of genres that Zach Cregger combined in this film: mystery, suspense, and surprisingly, a blend of humor comedy, which really it got the people in my theater when I watched it laughing on some of the scenes that were funny. There's some characters and some dialogue that was even interesting and funny, and some scenes and sketches that really gave a lot of some context humor in this. And I thought that really works for the most of it. I didn't expect this movie to look very comedic at times, especially from the trailers they put out. But when you watch Weapons, it just totally feels less dark than you would imagine. But overall, the whole genre has really worked. It's still a horror movie at best, but I gotta say the blending of mystery, suspense, and comedy just happened to resonate very well with Weapons. And I know it may not resonate with everybody, but the comedy, to me, it just surprised me well. It got people laughing, so I thought this was a great style of fused genres Zach put in together, and it just really worked out. The cast of the movie looks very interesting from this standpoint. There's a couple of them I'm familiar with, and most I'm not familiar with. But let's talk about, to start off, Julia Garner, who's having a great year coming out from Wolfman, Fantastic Four, and now she's in Zach Cregger's Weapons. What a great resume of movies. Three of the movies, to be exact, coming to this year, and a very good, interesting career standpoint. I thought she was great in this movie. She plays the teacher of the elementary school that seven of her students have gone missing, and the town folks are blaming her. And I really feel bad, and I hope everyone else is. Totally feel bad for her empathy of this whole premise of this movie. I thought she was really good in this movie for that most, and I can't wait to see where she goes next. Josh Brolin plays the father of the son whose his son has gone missing as well. I thought he was very good in this movie. I do love watching some Josh Brolin stuff. He is just all around talented as an actor. You also have someone I've never been familiar with, Alden Ehrenreich. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. He plays a police officer. I thought he was excellent. Carrie Christopher plays the student of Mrs. Gandy, who is not has not even left and came never came back. He is that student who had a very nice performance. I thought he was really excellent, especially where he starts off with these movies. He's been in a lot of other stuff, but Weapons is something I will probably remember. Whatever project he's in, I got to remember the name, but I thought he was really good in that movie. Austin Abrams is the humorous person of the movie and the sense of the character. Of course, he plays the drug addict of this character. I thought he was very funny, got people laughing. And then, not to give too much spoilers, but Amy Madigan is really excellent in this movie. I don't want to give too much context, but I thought she was very excellent in this movie. As a support actress, people are talking about her getting an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. We'll see. But the cast of this movie all around were excellent. I really enjoyed a lot of them. But the MVPs, I gotta say, is definitely Julia, Josh, and then definitely Austin Abrams. I thought they were all three my favorites of this movie. What I also love about this movie is that they have, not to give too much context spoilers to everyone that haven't seen it, they have different section chapters of the characters in this movie that kind of will pull you in a lot of clues and ideas that kind of gives you, what is this part doing? What does this thing have to do with this and this and that? I won't say anything much, but it gives you a lot of clues and context to where it's basically all puzzle pieces go on where it starts and just formally connects where the puzzle pieces go until the whole puzzle's complete. That's what technically what Weapons is, was Zach Cregger's style of this movie. I thought it's really interesting and a nice concept of this movie compared to Barbarian. It doesn't have that kind of direction, but this one really stood out, the biggest concept of that I really enjoyed a lot of that for. Overall, Weapons is just simply one of the best horror movies of the year. I can recommend this to so much people. It's because this is a straight up original movie. And not just that, it is an original horror movie. And Zach Cregger is just the best of the biz. His career is just blowing up. He's doing Resident Evil next, by the way. I'm very excited. We'll talk about that in the future. But Weapons right now is one of the coolest horror movies. I would totally recommend you guys go out and see. The cast was excellent and the style of this movie really works. Zero expectations. I will tell you once again, go in with zero expectations and you have an awesome time, because a lot of people, like I said, they go in with something what they expect and then they don't get what they want out of this. But overall, in my opinion, it's way more satisfying than Barbarian. So I'd say go in with a little empty-minded to say that this is one of the coolest and nicest horror movies 2025 has to offer. I'll be giving Weapons a solid 8.5 out of 10 and 4 stars. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. And if you have seen Weapons, share your thoughts down below in the comment section below. And which film of Zach's film do you prefer more, Weapons or Barbarian? Most of all, I want you to last. One of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.